This is the way that they break the curse and then they start that run for sure, but it is do or die.
It's time for the Samsung match start. Load up fast with Samsung SSDs, and we'll see if we can get in, if it is going to be this double duelist that kind of reinvigorates KRU as we've been seeing to start off strong. And as the desk said, might get a little back and forth to start, so let's see if we can break the chains early.
Seems right now we're going to work pretty much as a group for the side of Levitan on the attack. A standard 4-1, maybe even a 5-player hit. 3 goes to move forward, utility around to support the Levitan control here from Mound. So a smoke in the front too. But we have a forward position. Like a Dante already on the other side, waiting for this crossfire.
All moving up in that line of scrimmage. It's going to give Okeanos a nice shot to clear Dante out. And you already see a bit of rotation here as KRU starts to muddle about in the middle of the map. Now the lean towards the side. Sato's going to go all by himself through the smoke, hoping the team is there to back him up. And yeah, just a human sentry to open up the site is enough now for Lev.
A little bit of a small delay with the first paint shell, so that's going to give a chance for them to set up at least. Both of them committed towards that pillar for the side of KRU, but now finally forced to forfeit the site. The plan should come in now, but thankfully Melzer also came around the area.
Ooh, the push forward. Lev being incredibly aggressive on this here. Melzer, no paranoia, just a ghost to work with. Very low HP, but it's not the target he's looking for. Com finds the back shot on Melzer. And Lev get pistol round. Kind of all-out C hit there.
And the rookie, Dante. First time now stepping on the stage, elimination, trying to make it to champs with this new iteration of KRU. We're coming in stage 2 with a brand new rookie last time being MTA. They made that run to make it into champs. But this time around, you're seeing that the pressure could maybe add a little bit more here into Dante being antsy. He actually swung out before the pressure came through from Levitan and kind of got caught off guard. But now for KRU for the second round. They do want to fight for mound control and maybe try to push forward.
Very aggressive here. Inserting Melzer already. Paranoia prepared for an attack here. And yeah, Com's just going to make sure that that space is safe enough to at least run away from it. Turns out it is not. How much can they protect this weapon though? We still see King there trying to help with the team. Sato's going to help to bolster this defense, and they just move forward with their offense to get another kill there. Dante with the outlaw. Get a few kills here before the end of the round, but still could make it possible if he finds enough of the 1v1s.
You talked about the sacrificial lamb being Sato in the pistol round. This time around was definitely calm.
Yeah.
So baiting out the trap play out from KRU when he brought the Prowler around the corner.
Planted.
The rest of the team stayed fully back, and they did some perfect trades coming through. Even Tex dying on the A side doesn't really matter. He's just trying to find an opening. Dante wasn't even able to pick anything up out of that one. So at this point, seems to be a sealed deal for Levitan for this second round.
Cutting through.
Takes the paranoia, a few more things away. Sato and King get through that with pretty much full util, so they can bring that into the next round. They do lose a few guns, but they should be able to bolster themselves back up and get ready for this bonus that's coming in now. Can KRU, however, start the momentum? I think this is where they really need to start to attack back, as they're able to string rounds together once that momentum can begin.
A decent bonus round, coming out from Levitan. You'll have a rifle for King. And he's going to be set up by himself on the right side of that map, trying to listen into some information that KRU might be throwing on the side of Rubble. Seems to be pretty decent so far, and that's 3 players set up on that side. Boombot on top of that, so that's now Haunt and Boombot called out by King. Now pivoting forward is Levitan prowling through the smokes, but seems it's more going to be on potentially Tex. Try to listen for the rotates.
This will be one of the first times they have to really re-clear on Dante, who's finally pushed up. He gets some assistance from Mazzino, and KRU, pretty late in the round, is taking an advanced position here up in the face of Lev. They may have to pay for it. Out easy with the gate crash. And this insert into B is going to be the kingpin of the round. Tex with one share shot could turn everything around here, and it's actually going to hit the shoulder of Shy, who's true to his aim with the Vandal to start KRU off right here.
Fortunate looks there for Tex. Usually really good on holding those angles, but at least that space has been created. Levitan could execute into the C site, and now King with the Vandal, though, loses that fight against Mazzino, and that's the biggest rifle going through the round where Levitan lost. Lev trying to flip the map.
Yeah.
But there's already 4 players from KRU here towards Waterfall.
It's something they identified too on Pistol, right? They're pushing forward, realizing KRU is very aggressive once they get that protocol set up. Ooh, just on the other side of the box as we see a few 1v1s being created here in the situation. Okeanos able to get a frag there to give Sato a little bit more breathing room. Look at Oki still looking for the fight.
Double rookies too.
Yeah.
Pressure's on for their side. Facing elimination, Okeanos, beautiful.
He's got his aim trained right there, a duck, a 1-2. The Guardian's not gonna be enough. Dante comes up huge onto Sato there. And it's gonna be the defuse finally for KRU. A lot of members of both teams going down, so this is gonna be an expensive rebuy into the next round.
Still like what I saw from KRU here, despite them losing so many players in the anti-bonus against Levitan. I think it was all on Mazzino too, the amount of information he was gaining as this fade from the Prowlers into the front B into Rubble, which really allowed KRU to set up for this flood retake. I mean, even denial in the first place. Look at that. Snakebite with a Seize nade. But then you have these players having to step up, dipping their opponents, being Sato and Okeanos. But thankfully, the round still comes in for KRU. And their gun round, though, is not the best. 2 Guardians bringing into this round number 4. We're looking for at least some sort of a battle, some sort of control. As Alert comes up from King behind the wall, but he just got spotted.
Playing very aggressive for it. Dante wants to find a comfortable way to play behind this Rubble position. Second time he's been pushed into that and left now with this rotation back over to the other side. And Lev will tempt the front side of B once again.
This is not something unorthodox here for Levitan. They do a lot of these 4-1s where Calm is going to be looking for early information with the Prowler too, so they realize that B site's a little bit weaker. They go for the full hit now into the site, but Kesset, though, opens things up again.
Oh, he's going to go for the entire site, cleaning it up, sweeping a few members of Lev aside just to get the spike in their favor now, and it's a scramble. Oh my God, they're going to hatch on it. Yep, no, from the shadows for you. 4 tight on the spike. Keep that from getting picked up from the ultimate.
Yeah, sometimes 3. You can still pick it up at 4, a little bit more difficult.
I think it helped that it was against the wall too.
That might mean the save round for the rest of the players. It's so difficult now to move back into the site to pick that up. So again, you gotta commend KRU so far and how they're moving around this map. Kesset, though, got a beautiful opener at the very beginning on the top of B Heaven into main, which allowed the Showstopper to get even more value and no protection coming out from the planter. Now Levitan in a tight spot.
KRU will get through this round. Seems like everybody alive and no worries. And the momentum begins. We talked about it maybe being the bonus, if not the pistol. So how does Lev start to organize themselves? They got to figure out how to uproot or again move Dante off of that Rubble control right away, because they're being able to divide the map to just B and C right away on the side of KRU's defense.
At least a Showstopper is available here for Leviatan's side. Look at this pick. Oh. The Jiggle gets all the information as well with 2 players coming through. He doesn't even need any help.
Quick thinking too by KRU. Very nicely done there.
So you'll invest at least to try to maybe leverage a Showstopper on the side of Sato. They continue with the smoke in the front of the C side. They don't really have too much to try to flash through that to really push through, so you have to go with the Prowlers. It misses Dante, though.
Gross. Just playing under the radar there. Dante gets 1, and that's actually going to activate the Showstopper here. It's not going to be curtain call for any more members of KRU just yet. They get themselves to safety, and that's going to be a cook down. The Raise nade comes in unexpectedly. Sato thought he had a little bit more time.
KRU's always a step ahead so far.
Planted.
That was great positioning, great util, snakebite towards that spawn with nade. Right now you think you have so much space. Left forced to push forward into Waterfall. Just moving by himself, though. There was no buddy system in that part. Now the crossfire set up for the last 2 players.
Oh my, the Waterfall paranoia, lights out right now, flying through. Kesnet breaks out the glider and just swoops in onto Calm for another one there. Yeah, man, Dante is just throwing the mouse around today. He's like, you guys remember, it's mouse 1, right? Mouse 1, keep clicking. Another round for KRU.
Even then, when Kesnet got that pick onto Calm, just towards that bend, there was a Seize that hit him too. like I said, I feel like the utility is looking amazing so far for KRU. They just talked about the preparation on the desk of what these two teams could bring.
Enemy remaining.
It's always that run from these players on the side of KRU, and also the preparation for Coach Adam. Every single player checkmated so far on the side of Levitan on any type of move that they're trying to make.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that you have to call this timeout now from Desmo.
They tried a bit of everything. I think one of the things they have to talk about here is that KRU is leaving every play in the book available, right? To have Dante be pushing up to rubble, and then he plays outside of smoke. Just one next round all the way on the other side of the map. Like, incredibly aggressive play that they really haven't shown towards Mound. So I think one thing that Desmo has to talk about there with Lev is that KRU is going to pull out anything right now. So it's going to have to be really structured space taking.
It almost seems as well that you're controlling the pace for KRU's defense on the double satchels that Sato tries to bring in as his raise on the execs. They're able to save a lot of that util to prevent the site to be taken, or at least position to be taken into pulse plants as well for Levitan. So I think after this timeout, Desmo's probably going to talk to the team to try to stick together, maybe not have Sato extend too much with the double satchels, because there's not too many players behind him to help.
Yeah.
You got to start moving in here to make sure you're aggressive on trades. It starts off with 4 players already hugging the barrier for Levitan to move towards rubble. But KRU once again has that double duelist on that side.
Flash, Haunt, Boombot, just to identify everything. So they do have the space. This was actually a really nice lurk too from Tex a few rounds ago, right into that B area. Now with more than a Sheriff, it could prove a little bit more useful too. He's going to hold an angle for now to see if he can just grab audio and relay back to the team.
See them being a little bit hesitant here for Levitan. They've already given up early C space when they're focusing so much on the A side, so you're going to have to start using a little bit more util to re-clear towards this C mound. Tex, though, almost had a timing. The wall came up. At least Levitan is able to now confront that space and take it over towards mound.
Yeah, one of the first time Lev's saying you need to move your troops around to organize to what we're doing. And I think they're giving KRU a little too much time to reset into that default. This is kind of how KRU sits without Dante being pushed up towards rubble.
Still a lot of back and forth happening here on the side of Lev.
Yeah.
That ult's going to get a lot of info. It was looking to be a fake towards that C side in the beginning, but now with Dante's ult, it probably forces a hand out of Levitan to execute towards C.
Oh, Sato in again. Can't just get the angle straight down from the outside of the smoke as Shy still gets Sato. Nobody else able to enter the site due to that snake bite, due to everyone getting hit up by the snake or the Viper Orb. And this just becomes a stall out now for KRU to organize around C site.
Wall tripped. 10 seconds left.
Just great utility coming through. I mean, even the last time, even though it's a different map, one advantage that KRU had over Levitan for their win on Vine, for example, was how good they were of just using one ult at a time and getting great value out of it. So a couple rounds ago was Kesnet with the showstopper. This time it's Dante getting information with the dimensional drift, and they still have a pit to work with and block out an area around the map. And look at that Sato. Satchel's into the site, but where's the help? You just talked about that snake bite that was thrown on the ground at the defensive end, so they haven't really been doing a good job here for Levitan to waste out that utility early.
Right.
So you're going back and forth, double, triple pumps. But all KRU needs to do is just stand behind and stop them after on the final hit with the utility they have.
Back to the structured A hits. Okeanos looking for a shot to the left. Doesn't look like Dante knows that could be an he does know now, yeah. That angle comes back up as the wall does. Beautiful timing onto Kesnet with the reload. And the rest of KRU answers back very quick to up that body count and try to get themselves in the upper hand here. 3v2 as they're all still fighting out in the open. Sheriff's ringing out loud. King, one more. As he waits, tries to play the door. A game of cat and mouse now with Melzer just on the other side, but Melzer has the spike.
Exactly, that's the biggest thing here that gives the advantage for Melzer. The King has been in these scenarios before. You saw those shots that were kind of clean on the first one, but then now has an opportunity to even reset that. 145 at a distance wouldn't be enough to take down Melzer. And with the time remaining here for King, it looks like he wants to wrap all the way around.
Let's see if he can do it. He's got that MIBR tally on his Sheriff. They take down KRU here. They lock MIBR in on points for champions.
30 seconds left.
Seems like everybody's playing for MIB right now.
It seems like it. A little respect there from King. And he is going to find it. 4K for King as he gets the Red Bull clutch.
Insane coming out here from King. And that's just a little bit of unluckiness coming in from KRU. They had perfect players. I mean, they had the 3 players out in the open to try to trade it out. Just the shots didn't land. And Dante dancing around means he ran out of bullets, and somehow King was able to slip the net. Revolving door saves his life. And as he wraps around, picks up a weapon, and then wins this one here against Melzer. A big round that was needed here for the side of Levitan, because remember, the last few rounds was KRU in full control. And that's potentially the momentum needed for the side of LEV. Start fighting back here on their attack side. Big pressure now for a Rubble control. We're fighting through smokes, won by Mazzino.
Oh, okay. That's sending a message real quick. Usually it's just Dante that pushes up all the way, but everyone's there to create the space. And now they're knowing Tex is on that flank to lurk back in for the high-low. A nice shot from Mazzino as well. They get a bunch of ults online here to be able to combat LEV when they want to use theirs.
Great answer back. And now you're seeing the amount of phantoms coming to fruition too for the side of KRU on that defense. Starting with Mazzino, just spamming through the Viper wall and getting contact on the first, and the rest was just KRU trying to answer back. They just followed the tracers on the end because KRU was using a couple of vandals on that side.
Come on, go!
Now it's back into an eco for LEV. Hero rifle for Sato. Full shields as well. And they're just very slow for the side of Levitan early in these rounds. Just trying to get this early control towards Rubble has not been positive for their end, for their attempts.
Yeah.
They want to go back to working the C-mount.
I like what you said earlier. I want to see the hits that are convincing enough to pull the util, allowing for a reset, right, the audio cut, and then that re-hit. It's tough when you're not really rolling with the full double initiator, but let's see if they can get something convincing to go in here and then be able to use a Nightfall on their way in for the final hit.
Well, I mean, if anything, this is big for Tex to pick up that orb. Throwing this ult in the lower buy that they have could even the tally on their hit. So you might go back to scaling into util, into Rubble, but looks like we just TP'd a little bit early. For the side of Dante, which will allow Levitan to take control of Rubble and also potentially Tree.
Oh, the crab walk onto Sato. Oh my gosh, they're still far pushed up. 36 seconds into the round, any team is thinking the defense has backed up to play more of an anchor position. Not in your face, halfway up the map. And in your face they are, Mazzino, everybody hopping forward, and KRU pick up another one.
It's amazing coming out from Dante. So we talked about the very slow start from Dante when he got picked off at the pistol round, but ever since then, though, he's been quite good holding his space. The pushes that he has towards A main, winning that 1v1 against Calm a few rounds ago, but this time, just solo anchoring pretty much the A side. The creep up, the separation from Levitan is kind of a little bit off here.
Yeah.
But they can't really trade off each other still.
So, looking at this, LEV, the closest LEV has gotten to a site is C each time, right? Tex was in BM once, and then they kind of went towards B again, but they've got stopped at A Rubble every single time here. And they go for it again.
It just feels like LEV can't take any space at all.
Bring them down.
Pushing up a little bit, but they're still hesitant. They want more of an activation. They want to see that kill, it looks like, or they want to see something that makes them happy enough to go forward. Playing under those circumstances makes it tough when you're not ready to take too many chances here. Already 3 rounds down. Let's see if they can start to put something to the test.
There you go. These double ults are definitely going to help you take the site.
All right, very big on that. Getting themselves organized now as they can't really hear too much.
Face your fear!
And they get Nightfall themselves, so audio's cut now on the side of KRU as LEV stomps in. Free to shoot, free to find, and they get one first. Sato and Calm come up big with those first hits, and they're gonna continue very slowly. Okay, Okeanos does get the kill. They're picking him up, and it's just shy now. It took quite a bit, but LEV does stop the bleeding, and they get themselves back to 6-4.
Still very good for Levitan to hold back that space.
Yeah.
Starting with the Steel Garden to overtake that A site. They were stopped here by our counter ult on the side of KRU, but they still had that second big ult to work with to just go for that second wave push back into the A site. becomes pretty easy. And it was almost a nice timing from Dante's flash, which maybe could have helped those players towards that pit to really get good control to fight against Oki towards the end. Ends up being the shooters, the rookies again. Okeanos, as mentioned on the desk, dropping 30 the last time they played this map a couple of days ago against KRU. They lost a huge lead. Okeanos still wants to continue this for the team. Clutching 2 scenarios now with Levitan pushing towards the A site. A 5-man hit once again. That becomes almost a free plant.
Yeah, repositioning to get the wall in. Now everybody kind of gets a portion of the site. KRU can walk in the smoke, and Lev can just sit around the walls of that smoke, set up some high-lows, set up some crossfires, where they got to figure out where the lurks are coming from. Oh my gosh, it gets so intense. Okeanos just finds 3 over the stairwell. Who else? Still looking for more here. Sato's gonna clean one up with a showstopper as they leave nothing to chance here. Vansili, and now Melzer creeping about. Looks like he's actually looking for safety here and to not get flanked on the way out.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it was a mispositioned pit for the side of Shy. You allowed Levitan to move in, get an easy plant out in the open, and it doesn't really give you any type of space for you to re-clear from heaven. So you're forcing players now to walk into the A site from the staircase, and they all line up for Okeanos.
Yeah, that was nasty. I can't wait to see. It's just like, who's gonna enter in for, oh, 3 are dead. Okay, Lev's got it.
Oh, well, what can you do then at that point?
Oki. That's all you say on that. Oki. All right. See, Lev picks up another one. 2 in a row is going to be super helpful here. And King's got that Odin now. It looks like they try to rush forward here. Use that Odin to cut down a bit of the health bars from this KRU rubble push each round.
And it picked 3 players, so that's a fast pivot from Levitan towards that C side. Solo hold from Melzer. It's been tested, hasn't been the strongest in terms of the controller players on the stage this time around. Being tested, forced to push back towards that spawn.
They go in, kills. KRU gets another one here. Sato goes down. Slowly playing this one towards, oh my gosh, Dante trying to creep in without the rest of the team there, and KRU's moving a little too quick as Lev is making them play antsy in these situations, and this one's not gonna feel any better as Okeanos is backstabbing KRU as they enter into B. Look at that, Keslin's just forced to find another position to play from as he runs to the other side of the site. Resets now to take a fight.
Noki's out in the open.
There's one. Made the noise, but it's going to be tough. He's got to go in loud, and Com's going to be able to find that right away for the 6-6 first half.
Not too bad after the timeout from Desmo, but also the biggest saving grace for Levitan to muster up those last 3 rounds were definitely the ults that were in their favor. And Okeanos getting those picks as soon as they get position. A slight mistake coming up from KRU as well allows for us to start a clean slate for the second half.
It's going to be great to see.
Come on! God! Come on!
Okeanos at volume 11. As always, we're going to take a quick break and bring it back to volume 12, 13, 15, and just keep turning it up when we come back.
I know what you're thinking. Total glow up. What's her secret? Fine, I'll spill. I totally upgraded with Verizon. Everyone gets a free phone with any plan, even if you're already a customer. Like me. Now I have Google Gemini. It's like a little glam squad in my pocket. Gemini, what eye makeup goes with this lipstick?
I'd suggest a classic cat eye.
Wow, setting the bar high for daycare pickup. Get in on this.
I'm just forgetting about you. I'm just forgetting about you. Talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. I've lost control.
We are back and switching sides here for our first map in our first series of the day. KRU versus Levitan, and now we'll see what KRU can do from the attack side. They started off hot there. Lev started to string back some of the ultimates. Okeanos with a 3K smoke shot, just boom, boom, boom. It's all she wrote for that first one, and somehow became a 6-6 after that. Lev really flexing some muscles there for the last 3 rounds to make sure they didn't fall away too far.
Oh, definitely. If anything, it's Levitan taking advantage of the small mistakes coming out from KRU to even tie up this game. Again, remember that pit a couple of rounds ago. Now let's focus on the pistol round for Levitan. 4-1 setup. Tex alone here towards this A site, while the rest of them here are trying to muster up a fight towards Mound. KRU waiting for the stop and go, and with that refresh of the smoke, now have to start engaging a little bit more, try to pull some rotates. It works out well, because Dante's already tapped that door, and Levitan already started falling back.
Yeah, everything about A is delay here, so these leaners in mid to B, you see Okeanos and Sato trying to move around, or sorry, Kam in that party as well. They have all the time in the world with whatever happens. A lot of stall here for Lev's side, so KRU's got to move fast when they do hit.
Here.
And looks like Dante is going to attempt a little bit. Let's see what he can start drawing out.
All right, because he has control of tree. He wants to call the full team, knowing that the setup's towards the A site with the razor vines that he just saw.
He knows he gets one, so he's got a safe pass to the right. That's enough for him to feel comfortable, but now he needs the team's help. That was the whole play, is that he gets the team's help. So this is the stall we were talking about from Lev. They're pretty prepared. Okeanos goes with the paranoia through, and Tex, nice shooting Tex. Kam and Sato come up hot as well on that one, and it's going to be another Lev pistol.
Seemed very interesting for the side of KRU. Yes, I love that Dante moved towards that tree, pings out. I thought he was going to try to shoot it so that they still fake that presence towards that tree, towards that A site. A lot of them were still waiting towards that mount. But then they decide to go for the blind hit towards the A site. Yes, you've got tree control, but you don't know how the setup is towards the back of the site.
Come on! God damn, Ian! Okay, boy! Let's go.
You know how many players rotated on top of that for Levitan, and you just ran in, thinking that you could just brute force your way through, and you know it gets bloody. Ooh, what a shot coming out from Sato. Full classic round though for KRU.
Orb grab, seeing if that tempts somebody to come out. That's going straight to Kesnet, I believe.
Yep.
And now they will wait a little bit more. Yeah, Sato hears this gate crash coming in. So he's waiting to see who would come behind that gate crash. He said, please give me orb for a second. I need to take this out. So really just quick communication, denying KRU any protocol setups. Well, Dante's still like, yeah, well, I got here anyways. What are you going to do about it? Just misses the nade. And it doesn't look like it's going to be too easy for KRU as they set themselves up in the site and almost get knocked down just as fast. King making sure he's not a casualty, but good money get by Plant.
And Dante picked up a Phantom though, and he's been good so far. But Kam just denied him.
Big cleanup. Shy with the Marshall, shouldn't be able to hit through. Kam will be able to walk through a shot there, so no problem on that one. And the rest of the team gets through safe anyways. Oh, just to the left as well, as Lev is doing great dodging. King gets the frag, and that's another round for them. They keep 3 alive, so not too painful either.
And he salvaged the Phantom too. That was the biggest thing you wanted to bring back.
Yeah.
But KRU will take it. I mean, you started that round full classics, trying to execute towards that C-side with you've already used your paint shells and everything as well. You barely had any util. So to still get a plant down puts you in a comfortable position now on your turn round.
Bro, I got double headshotted. That's not fair. Hell no.
Solidarity. He knows what it's like.
And with that plant too, they want to go for the full investment for KRU, anticipating potentially some sort of a outlaw that could come out here for Sato. But Sato instead has the Bulldog. Just working together with his roommate, being Okeanos, forced to TP back with util thrown by KRU.
Delay again with the smoke. And then a little bit more too, so they can drop the gas. So they're actually just combining this over and over again to keep it very delayed. as they go for the door play. KRU is almost running out of options here without being able to fake out LEV. Oh, that'll make it a little less of an advantage as well, as you lose Dante on the right side, or on the mid side, I should say.
At least they got the spam back, right? So Sato falls down, they've opened the door, have tree control or A-site control once again. This could give an opportunity here for KRU to rework towards that B side if they want to. But it starts off first with this. If Shy could actually move forward, even here's to jump up. Okay, now with that though, he's spotted towards the A site. He's gonna be alone fighting towards A while the rest are executing C.
Well, that paranoia was huge. Can they activate though? Oh my god, oh, he runs into Mazzino. Kianos almost with a huge play there, gets turned around. As Shy and Melzer start to clean up the site. Calm sidestepping into that one. A little bit of a grapevine move by him. Will he be able to clean up more? Just denying left and right. 10 seconds to plant. It's not going to be a plant on top of the site. It might be a kill as Calm just continues to backpedal towards Waterfall, saving this one on time and patience. Another round for LEV here in the second half.
Love that play from Calm. Even trying to win that fight almost takes Shy towards the end. That would have been costly for sure going into the next round, even more than now for the side of KRU. But yeah, just anticipating that the other person had to rotate so quickly from the A site after his teammate fell towards A. He pushes down, pushes forward, engages into Melzer, and clutches around now for Levitan. Starting to slowly see here, Riv, that Levitan are starting to vibe back here in their camp.
Oh yeah, like Okeano said, energy is
contagious,
contagious, addictive, a little bit of everything.
Surprised that any also played football.
Yeah, probably fast, super fast. He's got the plays already, and yeah, a lot of what he's brought to the team vocally has picked up spirits, kept people going. And that's the whole thing about LEV too. We hear the team talking about how a lot of just behind the scenes stuff that people are doing in game that you're not necessarily seeing with the eye test is what really helps bring them over the line and momentum, getting them to flow state, and how this team operates as well as a lot of that veteran status, just kind of having that aura there. Let's see what they set up on defense this time. Doesn't look like they'll change up too much, just milling about before the 20 seconds is up here. We might see the first one from KRU really attempt a rubble control play.
Even Sato forfeiting the outlaw that he wanted to purchase, knowing that they had to play against an eco. Goes for a rifle instead. I respect it. One kill gets him a quick showstopper, so I feel aggression from Levitan to take this rubble control early.
Sees nade, the regular hit. Nice kind of damage denial though by KRU. Okay, the Guardian's obviously just being fired through the smokes right now. That's a fight you win at times. Shy hurt a little bit on this, but the team's still going to easily move forward, causing LEV to have to reorganize. And Tex needs to move quick if they want to make this work.
And it's Kezin instead that picks up the orb and has his own showstopper, so that's going to help KRU to take over the A site. Big paranoia though, but it just still connects.
Dodged in front of it there with a quick jump. It's going to be more shots. They swing together on this one, and every member of LEV is looking at a family photo of KRU just swing into sight right now. It's impossible to return shots. And Tex now on that lurk. Gonna look to save this.
A little bit of a spam fest on both ends, and it's KRU that comes out on top. Losing that player early just at the bottom of the staircase. And also forfeiting the oil control. Just allows KRU to brute force their way towards this A site.
Irrelevant.
Jeez.
Hex felt like he could have had it, knowing that they're playing against an eco, potentially low armor, so trying to duel it out, but that makes it expensive now on the side of Levitan.
Oh, that little haunt ping. That's what came up real big there. Man, and he just got in front of the paranoia too. Like just the timing of everything on that by Kesnet.
Knowing that they're playing against an eco, potentially low armor.
Can't do that with a Sky. Where do they go from here? KRU start to battle back now as LEV get a quick few rounds here in the second half.
And for Levitan, they want to stop this right away. Unfortunately, in an eco round on their end for Sheriff's one classic. The reason why they want to stop this right now is because they might fall into familiar territory. A couple of days ago against Cloud9, Strong lead, great start on the defensive end, and then just loses it out. So the next rifle round for Levitan will be very important to keep that confidence to move forward here in the second half of Lotus.
Cover going out.
And that series was a battle back and forth, 13-10s, 13-10. So you know in this position, KRU knows comebacks are possible and how important it is to keep them down. All right, LEV is looking to shut him down here. Nice shot by Dante. Another nice shot by Dante. Is just kind of capped off in sight in the back there as LEV tries to retake their own site. And they're fully forced off. Sheriffs aren't going to make any braver this round. They actually want to get some kills out of this to see an advantage, at least in that economy for KRU going down.
Definitely this double duelist on the side of Kez and Dante are feeling it here on this map so far. This will be an easy kill. Not allowing Okeanos to get anything done here to help this double player to move forward, but Sato gets that first one on Kesnet.
This is why they waited. To make it ever so slightly look like they could capitalize on this with some crazy shots, but no, Shy with that everlasting lurk. He just would not come out of the woodwork yet. Finds enough kills to end the round there, picks himself up in the momentum category, and KRU feel very good now within one.
Again, an important round coming up for Levitan. I love here for the side of KRU. Yeah, Dante gets 2 kills, but they also invested in a Nightfall into that one. So they want to make sure for KRU's side that they can close that gap as soon as possible. And how important it is for Levitan to move forward here because they have the ults to work with. Big retake ults, big stalls that they have as well.
Oh, went for the util shot, got crossed up trying to go for the duelist. Still traded back though, so nice teamwork as we get this little C skirmish finished out here. And I think that gives even more agency now to Shy to try and work with something on the right. They still have to deal with Tex.
He's won that fight before against Tex here on that one-on-one on the site. Thing is too, it's a good thing that KRU avoided the C site hit because Sato was waiting at the pillar with that showstopper at the ready.
I think they heard that.
There.
They heard some toes stomping. Blue room's gonna be taken by Com. Smoke stairs, and this is gonna be the push that Shy has been working on. He's still gonna take the lead on this all the way into stairs, as it sounds like the team KRU is only at that door just now. Oh my, they're gonna push right through. They're gonna push right through, and Com is so ready in the blue room. A 3K for him as he lays down KRU one after the other. Melzer's back and forth, 180s to keep himself alive and untagged up by the Prowler. But the spike is not in friendly okay, that's his. He's outie.
Still has to face against 3 players though.
20 seconds, he wants 1 at least before he moves on. Oh, it's too close. Com within arm's reach. And he takes down 4 to end the round.
Com starting to step up here on the second half for Levitan. A clutch a couple of rounds ago and now a beautiful hold right by Breakable. The timing for the Nightfall was just waiting for the full exit in the first place to help out Tex towards the A site. As soon as he hears the gunshots coming out from that break door, he's able to lower that HP, muffle the sounds, and get some free kills from the players moving inside as KRU is trying to go for that pincher maneuver. The late lurk out from Melzer could have been good, but Com was better.
Still take somewhat of an advantage here as they get themselves moved up. Okay, Com just cleaning somebody up, and Shy is down now, so this lurk is taken apart for round 19 for KRU. It's gonna have to be done by Mazzino now.
I dropped the spike.
Just becomes a small duel for KRU. 3 of them grouped up here towards Rubble. Kesnet potentially opening up a site would get him closer here to the showstopper. But if anything, the dimensional drift might be the thing that opens up now for the side of KRU. Looks like it might end towards this B site.
Double fade util over at C. just to fake him out, just to keep the LEV members occupied and wondering. But now that time has passed. Is it enough for the rest of the team now to get into B? KRU has some space, but they are surrounded. This doesn't feel immediately comfortable.
Cover going out.
I mean, they might go for this plan, but everybody else is slowly walking outside of the site. I was afraid of a flood coming back from LEV, and that would have been dangerous.
Yeah, they did a good job at kind of buying a little bit of time there before they activated to make sure that it's more of a retake for them and not a site defense. Sato cruising through, says thank you very much onto one. Expecting another one to be there for the crossfire, and oh my God, the rookies! Looking like they've been there every day. Com's gonna quickly get the defuse to bring Nightfall back online, but LEV bring it to 11.
So Com's hero play on that previous round and the opener on that one could potentially be what helps Levitan push this forward and give the first map here. I mean, I still like what I saw from Dante ulting here against the Vice ult, so we get the info. And as he comes across, he's following the showstopper from Sato to hopefully has his teammates ready to try to take him down. But he comes out of his own TP or his own ults out in the open and just easily punish inside the B site. And that becomes the first fumble that I see here from Dante on that second half. Outside of that, though, playing great.
Yeah, 16, 13, and 3. Well, everybody's kind of picking it up, too, on that side. 20 and 15 for Sato. Continues to just put numbers up no matter what game he's in or who he's against. It just seems to be a thing. It's base stats. And KRU now trying to figure out how they can prevent that, how they can knock down a few members of the side of LEV, work something where they are getting these kind of double hits to work there, because we just saw Mazzino throw a Prowler and a Haunt towards C. LEV was still ready for a B hit. How do they fake him out?
Now we wait. Rip and tear.
Investment coming out here from the timeout just to get around the hero rifles. I'm gonna move that over to Dante. Again, we talked about how hot he's been here for KRU throughout this first map, so they want to trust him to be that opener here for this round number 20. Keze one away from the orbs, so all 5 of them congregated towards the C-mount control.
Big split between the Vice Util 2 for Tex here. C, B, a little bit of that waterfall flash. And now they just continue to hold back. Kind of letting KRU make that first move, and that's going to be the case. Knowing the showstoppers coming through, they have to play all the way to the backfield on this one. And a nice position grab by KRU here.
Good news is Levitan already used all the big ults a couple of rounds ago, so they don't have anything big to retake that site. So that pit could potentially secure this round for KRU. Although it doesn't really go deep towards that spawn, but thankfully Levitan are not rotating back from that side. It's a fight towards mound.
There's the flash. Who's got the hit? Oh my God. Dante just standing on the other side of that mountain, ready to take a fight here. They know Com is on the other side. It's starting to be a scramble. Paranoia comes through. Now they're knocking on both doors here. LEV is crashing through slowly, still hiding in the smoke, is preventing this kill. Com finds the right click onto Dante. Gets himself moved forward, but there's not going to be enough time. Yeah, there's no time on the clock right now, as they've done a good bit of damage to make sure these rounds count. But KRU has suffered through the worst on that one. They picked themselves up at 9.
I wonder what was really holding Levitan back here from flooding out towards that door, because that Haunt got so much information coming in from Com.
Yeah.
Maybe that second smoke that put Dante inside of it really made Levitan quake a bit in their boots. Okay, well, maybe that shot helps. And outside of that, Shy could just stay within his pit. Just simply winning it for the team by staying inside that spot. Great delays coming through from KRU in that pulse plant. And they're getting closer and closer. Thankfully, though, Levitan converted 2 rounds in a row, so they still have money to work with within this round.
Oh, and this is Vansili. This is LEV having to shake off what happened in that Cloud9 game, stopping the comeback, stopping the momentum of a team that's starting to smell victory as KRU blast their way into A, even on the LEV defensive change where all the Vice Util is back here now.
That is 2 quick rounds from KRU. Last one, as soon as you have the showstopper, instant hit towards that C site. This time, 5-player rush towards A. But I feel right now, Rev, that I could just close my eyes and cast the first kill, because it's always happening through smoke.
It's true. There is some, it's standing in those kind of hot spots, if you will, the line you think you know somebody's on, or using one of the high walls to just draw a line down to where the edge would be in a smoke. And yeah, you're right. We're getting smoke kills every single round here. And a lot of the times to open up the round. As Kesnet goes searching. Okeanos with a little punish there.
The crew's just one round away now. These 3 rifles saved. Silver lining for the side of Levitan. Ult also available with Calm. Could go with a half shield rifle if he wants to. Or should. And then you're looking back here for the side of crew. They also have their own Nightfall to work with. Staying back towards this spawn. Going back to the default. Listen to see what's happening here for the extremities.
Oof. Played for it again in just the same spot to rubble. And so it's a rinse and repeat there. I mean, both teams are looking for that in the beginning. Crew is just going to head towards the left side.
It's interesting, though, for Levitan, they had so many players on the A side first, and almost looked like they were playing C side for a full retake in the very beginning. But finally, King comes back in, gets hit by the Nightfall, but does get the information that the full hits on the C side.
Oh, multiple entry into C. Dante already with the kill here. Shy rotating around from B. That's going to cause a little bit of a look now from Tex, but he has to go. He has to enter into the fight as Nightfall comes through. Melzer, this is all just on eyesight here as they enter in. Still looking for members to go down. That was just the ultimate. Melzer does fall, and that's going to be Crew quickly grabbing 3. We're tied 11-11 now.
Oh, it might be happening again, Riv. Levitan slowly letting the round slip. But Dante, the heads-up play. After the Nightfall, you tried to TP behind enemy lines here from Okeanos. And hoping to get some players down, and he's just head on a swivel, anticipated that shot, gets that pick, and doesn't really allow here for Levitan to flood back into the site. That's probably the biggest thing you have right now for Levitan to try those retakes. It's paranoias, Nightfalls, that's your biggest flash. But Crew's doing so good to fight back now within these last rounds.
This is a bit of that history, right? When you're like, okay, what are they doing? It's the history. It's like Dante was saying, if I put my all in, history will bring us there. And I think we're getting a little bit of that combination. Lev's got to call a timeout to figure out how to shut that history down. Dante's 18-14 there. Mazzino's 18-12. They are on fire here for the second half and figuring out a way through the LEV defense.
Yeah, what a way to turn it around for Dante. Highs and lows for sure, mentioned by the desk earlier on. Lots of potential here. One of the hot commodities from Tier 2 coming in here for Crew.
Yeah.
You're hoping he's going to be potentially that star player that could potentially maybe even replace Kesnet as a star duelist in the very beginning. But you saw week after week that maybe it wasn't working out too well, that they actually had to play a little bit more of a double duelist on that side. And
yeah,
slowly but surely starting to find some positive outcome out of this decision.
Sato dropping 20s on the other side, trying to keep a minute here as we start off another round.
This timeout, you know that all the eggs are in this basket for Levitan. The economy is abysmal for Lev if they lose this round here. So that pit invested, a great start at least to try to funnel some players back towards the BA side. You've seen there's a lot helping King towards the C side. The walls there, razor vines too. So they are afraid of a late re-hit from Crew back towards the C site. Crew on their end, they gotta have to keep working that map. It's Dante now trying to create some big pressure once again by tapping these doors. Now it's back to a 5-player hit, something that's been good here for Crew for the site hits in this half.
Ooh. Opens the door, says I'm inside, come in already, and they're gonna have to crash towards A here, so Crew forcing the hand of Levitan. It looks like they've beautifully gotten back into position, already setting up double hits, a crossfire as well if that was pushed through, but Sato pushes forward into really an unknown to be able to come up with a few there and start the cascade that's necessary for that Lev timeout to really hit home.
And that's what you wanted to start seeing here from Levitan, just combined aggression. Sato just calls it, let's go for that flash and that Han, I'll push through, gets that first pick. And then they're able to take that full space on that side as well. Support with the buddy system for both Calm and Okeanos. And he comes in again.
Oki, come on, Oki, come on!
That's right. Oki locks in again with another multi-kill.
Feeling those over at A. That's where we saw the previous one as well. Just capitalizing in that environment here on Lotus. 12-11 now. KRU, a big showstopper to keep this one going. Bring in the encore of overtime. And they're going to have to figure out where the best spot to use that is. Two surrounding Kesnet now as they move over towards A, and it looks like Mizzino will join them. Actually, everybody here as they activate back off that gate crash.
With nothing really set up, nobody watching flanks again. Might be the full committal because of the showstopper you just mentioned, Riv. The Tex is beautifully set up to delay, only allowing Kesnet to move inside that site. The rest has to wait behind. And that's good enough to allow here Levitan to rotate. It'll be a 5 versus 5 for the last round of regulation.
No ultimates to come back in. Just one through stair is going to be Okeanos to take a solo position. 3 up top on that heaven side with Sato to dive into the site. How fast are they going to make it in? Mizzino looks up towards top, and Calm's going to answer back with a quick trade. As this is all it could take for Lev. They find 4 more, and they're going to find themselves through, but Shy says no. Puts a cause for pause on the round right now, and it does not look like Lev's going to be able to really push themselves through here. Remember, they're still low on money. It's not even going to matter. They don't have that util. They don't have the guns to get back in, and it's going to be enough from KRU to bring it to overtime. We reset it all.
Levitan again counting too much into that flash hunt for info. It worked, but everybody was well tucked in for this side of KRU on the post plant to at least have some support and get no value from the side of Levitan to try to push back into the site. Like how it becomes easy for the side of KRU to hold things up. What better way to start the lower bracket run between these two teams? A classic between Levitan and KRU. History between the two organizations, always won by Levitan. And KRU's looking to break that curse and also continue the boon of reaching another chance. First round now, they have their own flash haunt. Nobody being pinged down on that side as Levitan is actually playing far back for the second wave hit.
Ooh. Little nutmeg shot there from the Phantom, almost got a good bit of damage in. This is the first time we haven't seen the smoke really come up with a kill just yet. Everybody's being able to encroach a little bit further, gain a little bit more ground. And this push out here from Melzer allows KRU to activate a bit more towards B and A. Man, that slowed down right quick, just at a minute. Everything cuts. And now KRU has to consider what that move would be.
Levitan, they're just going back into the listen for information. With that haunt being thrown, though, on the side of Mizzino at Rubble that doesn't ping anybody yet. That's actually a call here for Sato to move back up with King, to double up on that side. The thing is, Tex hasn't really activated yet. He's going to be the last person moving through here as Levitan will make noise back on the A side.
So set up. The peek? Dante peeks? There wasn't really a gate crash up either. They peek him out right away. Mizzino cruising through, trying to walk it back slow to get himself to safety here and not be too drastic with the plays, but Lev is just causing everything to move so fast.
Wait, look at him.
There we go. Melzer just crawling through. His text was like, yeah, he's not here. Might be in that breakable area.
I mean, he was in his POV for a bit there. He should have looked. But it's okay. They had plenty of numbers on the side of Levitan with how they fought back towards this staircase here, and looks like they spotted Dante just before the wall came up, so that's just unlucky there on the defense.
Nice!
I see, I'm looking at my radar, you're not saying shit, I'm like, yep.
Bro, I didn't know he was, I wasn't me seeing him.
Exactly.
That's where we're like, yeah.
That's why King was watching that door. He's like, wait, I saw him at least on that radar. Good thing he's in IGL, so he spends 80% of his time looking at the minimap, most likely.
It's good.
But Lev is at map point.
And a big map point here. They were able to come out strong after a last time out here. against KRU, but this one is KRU, so Adam has something specific he definitely wants to get across to the team as they get another one going into time, or going into overtime. It's hard, a lot of time. Quick water, wet your whistle, hydrate, get back in there. Let's see what they got. Can KRU keep it going? Lev is finding a way to close out these games. I think that's one of the things they want to work on the most. Like we said, shaking off the nerves from the C9 incidents that they just recently encountered, and it would do a lot for them to be able to just get this one and close it out.
Yeah, and Calm comes in with the Odin. So we're going to double set up here on the A side. Probably haunt Odin, try to find something first. I mean, there's been a lot of players trying to creep up behind the Viper wall on the attack, so he's trying to find that line here just on the edge of the A entrance. But that's also a hot spot to be counter spammed on that side here of KRU.
Tag? Little tag.
Tickle there onto Dante.
Little tickle. Screaming into the Vise util goes KRU here. They are going to be slowed down for a moment as the retaliation from Lev will slowly trickle in to the lay. That's the name of the game right now. Arcro's still here to be used, and Tex just walks forward. KRU thinking they got a lot of safe space to work with here. And that's 2, that's 3. A 4th one, and 5th is going to be Mazzino now. And it's just everywhere. They're trying to get him to look. That's the kill. Llanos again in the A side gets a frag for himself, and that's going to be a Levitan victory after a back-and-forth battle on Lotus.
Levitan's going to feel good being able to close out their map pick of Lotus. Again, a map that slipped from them against Cloud9 and almost slipped against KRU right here. But a great play coming out from both Calm and Tex in the back of that A site. Finding great stalls from the util and also from the C's. And they're able to shut it down here for KRU, prevent the comeback from happening. And they're in a great position now to eliminate KRU and not allow them to move into chance for the